Dawson Rider Review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of the Power Rangers Ninja Steel Christmas episode. So this is going to be the last Ninja Steel review of the year. I mean like the show one, not the toy. And the last Ninja Steel regular review, like an individual episode, I'm going to do a quick little, and by quick I probably mean like 15 minutes, I don't know, season review within the week or so. But this was the Christmas special, so these reviews usually turn out the same. When I review the Christmas or Halloween specials, I sort of talk about what little I liked, and then go on a rant about how we don't need holiday specials, but I'll save that part for the end. And I'll say that it was actually pretty decent. The past few years, they've actually gotten pretty good at making holiday specials that are clip shows, but that are a little bit less of a clip show. Like, you know, back when we first started this tradition, it was like basically like a bottle episode setup where the Rangers are all in one room reminiscing about something and doing a clip show. But like at least now that we actually have devices around them, I think it started in Dino Charge, I think a little bit in Megaforce, because I remember like actually kind of digging Robo Night Before Christmas because Robo Night. But anyway, but they've been doing a better job at that. They still kind of use clip shows as like the crutch to sort of not have to pay to film their own show, and they're like not just using Sentai footage, they're using their own footage. But like, so the premise of this one was that they took place post-finale, first of all, which was kind of nice, just because it doesn't make it awkwardly before the finale when they lost their powers. But so it was after the finale, and Clockwork Cat, or whatever its name was like relative shows up and is like, I want revenge, and it froze everybody except Sarah, and she stole his time machine thingy and went on time adventures with Santa, who was there, and basically went around throughout the season getting the ninja stars at points in which she knew the Rangers were alone. Some of them, like, how could she have known, like Aiden or Levi, when he was in his debut before they even knew he was a Ranger. I like to think she's like stalking them or like interviewing them. I'm like, what was the time when you were totally alone in an alley, and like writing it down? So she went throughout the series, and we would sort of get the clips that led up into some actual new footage which took place during the timeline of that episode, which is actually kind of nice. I think they could have stood to not made the clips so long, like, and just so that they let us into the new footage. But basically she went throughout time, getting their ninja stars from their past selves, goes back to the present, boom, they're defeated. Somehow, like, he also had the lion one and accidentally grew himself, and he said the word Mega Ranger and everyone flipped out. It's an obvious reference. I mean, it could have been a reference, but I honestly think it was just the writers being like, lol, it's big, that means it's a Mega Ranger. I don't think they were like, yeah, this is a reference. Mainly just, I feel like the Toku fandom just wants everything to always be a reference, and it's kind of annoying. So I don't know if it wasn't a reference or it was, but I know the fandom would probably make a big deal about it. There was one tweet earlier this season, I don't remember who it was from, but it was really good and it summed up the fandom perfectly. It was like, Ninja Steel does anything with magic, the fandom, nice Mystic Force reference. Like, that's pretty much what it's like. Like, they just think anything is a reference. And it's like, that's all you're clamoring for is references. Anyway, that's a side tangent. But the point is, the episode actually kind of had some fun to it. For some reason, Santa was there because the Rangers called him for a surprise for Sarah, so they just know Santa, like, okay, that's fine. I did like the premise of it. It was really funny because I saw some people complaining about, like, oh, well, she's gonna ruin everything because she took the ninja stars and then they're not gonna have them and it's gonna ruin the timeline. But she has like an exact time machine, so she's like, here, Aiden, give me your star, thanks. Poof, 1 second later, poof, she's back. From his point of view, he probably was without his ninja star for like 30 seconds at the most. So she didn't disrupt anything. The only thing they really had to worry about is either wiping their minds or whatever, if that was a thing. But yeah, so it didn't mess with it too much with that. Victor and Monty weren't in the episode, which was great, so that's kind of fantastic. And obviously there wouldn't have been an episode if Sarah hadn't had to go to everybody, but it's kind of funny that, like, this is another episode that reinforces that Power Rangers is like one of the only teams of heroes that can't do anything by themselves. I'm like, well, why didn't she just go get her star and then take out the monster? Like, that'd be like Batman been like, well, you know, I gotta get everybody. I guess that's the Justice League movie. But you know what I mean. Like, there's very few teams of heroes, even when it's about teamwork, that makes the individuals seem absolutely incompetent without other people. Like, there needs to be a balance between teaching teamwork and self-reliance and being resourceful. But that's like a whole other thing. It's just a silly Christmas special. But, as always, even though this actually ended up being a pretty decent-ish premise, I still don't think we need to do 2 dedicated holiday specials, mainly because it takes away from what could be 2 regular episodes of the season, and I've stated numerous times that if you can come up with a great holiday episode story, cool, But if not, you can just set the episodes at the holiday. Like, just have it as the background setting, you know? Like, you open and close the episode with Christmas stuff. Like, oh, what is everyone gonna get for Secret Santa? And then you have the episode, and then the end, it's like, Merry Christmas, or whatever. And you don't have to have the episode be around the holiday. Like, I mentioned this in the Halloween one, that like the Warg World one would have been perfect for a Halloween setting, and it would have been an episode in addition to Halloween. So I think it's just kind of ridiculous, and they're usually like the least exciting things of the year, but at least they're getting better at making them less obvious clip shows. But overall, it was just very okay. I should probably give it a 6.5. Okay, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's Dawson Rider, signing out.